You know that feeling, right? You open your energy bill and your jaw just hits the floor. We spend so much time fiddling with our thermostats, always chasing that one perfect temperature. But what if the whole game is rigged? What if our obsession with more tech is actually the problem? Okay, stick with me here because we're about to explore an idea that basically flips modern building science on its head. We're going to look at homes that manage to stay comfortable without any fancy systems at all, just by using ancient, time-tested wisdom. Turns out the answer might have been right under our noses for centuries. And the magic word for today is vernacular architecture. Now, this isn't about some world-famous architect and a complicated set of blueprints. Nope. This is about knowledge passed down through generations. It's about looking around, seeing what you've got. Local stone, some mud, maybe wood, and using it to solve a very simple problem. How do you stay comfortable right where you are? It's the original smart home, totally in sync with its environment. So to figure out how these original smart homes really tick, we're diving into this incredible field study. A team of researchers went way off the beaten path to actually measure how these traditional buildings perform. And believe me, what they discovered is pretty amazing. So the team headed to northeast India, and this place was the perfect spot, a natural laboratory, really, because you have three totally different climates packed into one small region. They looked at 150 of these traditional houses. But here's the most important part. They didn't just stick thermometers on the walls. They actually talked to 300 people living inside and asked them, so, how do you feel? And that human feedback, that changes everything. All right, let's start our tour in Zone 1, the warm and humid lowlands. You know the climate, sticky, hot, oppressive. The challenge here isn't about getting warm. It's all about finding a way to stay cool. So, how did they pull it off? Take a look at this house. Right away, you can see how open it is. It's got that big covered porch, lots of windows. It's literally designed to breathe. But the real genius is what you can't see. It's in the materials they used and the way they laid everything out. So let's break it down. You see these walls? They are thick, made of baked brick. This gives them something called thermal mass, which is just a fancy way of saying they absorb heat really, really slowly. Combine that with a central courtyard that acts like a pool of cool night air and tons of ventilation to keep that air moving, and boom, you've got a natural air conditioner. And here's the proof. Just look at this chart. Those wild purple and light blue lines, that's the temperature outside, going all over the place. But look at the indoor temps, the blue and red lines. They're so much flatter, so much more stable. The researchers found what they call a 5 to 6 hour time lag. That means the hottest part of the afternoon doesn't even make it inside until late at night, when it's already cool outside again. How smart is that? Okay, on to our next stop. We're now moving into a cool and humid climate. The design challenge is different here. And, as the study found out, the traditional solutions, well, they don't work quite as well. This is where the plot thickens. Now here is a house from that cooler zone. At first glance, it might look kind of similar, but the secret is in what it's made of. And that one detail, as we're about to see, makes all the difference. So instead of those heavy, heat-absorbing bricks, the walls here are made from much lighter stuff, like mud and woven bamboo. That means they have low thermal mass. They just don't hold on to heat. Plus, there's no false ceiling, so the room is right under that thin tin roof, which lets heat escape like crazy. And the data tells the whole story. Look at how the indoor temperature lines pretty much copy the outdoor ones. There's only a 2-hour time lag here. The house gets hot fast, and it gets cold just as fast. It just can't keep up. It's such a clear example of why the right materials are absolutely essential. All right, for our final stop, let's head for the hills. We're going way up into the cold and cloudy zone. Up here, the goal is the total opposite of that first house. You want to grab every last ray of sunshine and hold on to it for dear life. And here it is. Notice how compact and solid it looks. The study points out that this small shape minimizes how much surface area is exposed to the cold. It's basically designed like a little thermos to keep all that precious warmth locked inside. The whole strategy here is just beautiful passive solar design. The houses face south to catch as much of that low winter sun as possible. And check out those walls. They're made from thick slabs of rock. Just like the brick house in the hot zone, this gives them super high thermal mass. But here, they use it to soak up the sun's warmth all day and then slowly radiate it back into the house all through the long, cold night. And the results are just chef's kiss. The data shows this house works just as brilliantly as the one in the hot climate. The indoor temperature is incredibly stable, and there it is again, that magic 5 to 6 hour time lag. It is a perfect, beautiful example of designing with your climate. So, okay, we've seen that some of these ancient designs are just brilliant. But how? What's the real secret sauce? Well, the researchers found something that goes way beyond building materials. It's about us, the people inside. And this quote right here, this is the heart of it all. The biggest aha moment of the entire study wasn't about bricks or bamboo. It was about people. These homes work so well because the people living in them have a totally different idea of what comfort even means. They've adapted. They don't need one single perfect temperature year-round. This whole idea is called the adaptive approach to comfort. You see, our modern thermostat thinks comfort is one specific number on a dial. But the adaptive model says, hey, humans are, well, we're adaptable. We're perfectly happy to be a bit cooler in the winter and a bit warmer in the summer. You know, you put on a sweater, you open a window. You work with the climate. You don't fight it. And get this, the researchers actually put a number on it. In that cold mountain zone, they discovered that people felt perfectly comfortable across a range of 7.3 degrees Celsius. That's over 13 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a huge window of comfort. And it's the hidden secret that makes these natural buildings work so well. So what can we take away from these original smart homes? The lessons are honestly pretty deep. First, design with your climate, not in spite of it. Use materials that make sense where you are. And maybe most importantly, we need to trust our own incredible ability to adapt. Real comfort isn't about having total control. It's about finding a natural, easy balance with the world just outside our walls. When you step back and think about it, our journey has been kind of weird. We went from a past where our homes were in harmony with nature to a present where we live in sealed boxes that are constantly at war with it, burning tons of energy. But maybe, just maybe, the future is about blending the best of both worlds, using modern tech to support the timeless wisdom of these ancient homes. And that's really the point. These houses aren't just some quaint things to look at in a museum. There are living, breathing blueprints. They hold real, data-proven lessons for anyone who wants to build a world that's not just more sustainable, but honestly just more comfortable. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. Most of our homes are built to fight the climate, day in and day out. But what if, instead of fighting it, your home could learn to dance with it? What would that even feel like?